everybody and welcome to Rocco Baby Crochet. I hope you're all well and having a great week. Massive warm welcome back to all my regular viewers and subscribers. It's lovely to see you again and thank you for supporting the channel. Massive warm welcome to anybody who's just found the channel for the first time. I hope you enjoy this tutorial. Stick around and consider subscribing, which will mean you won't miss out on my next free pattern or stitch tutorial, and it will also really help to support Rocco Baby Crochet as well. Today I'm going to be showing you how you can crochet one of these gorgeous little keyring wristlets. They're really simple and fun to make. They take about 10 minutes all in all, so you can whip loads up and use them for little gifts for people, for craft fairs, to sell in your Etsy shop. So let's just run through quickly the items you'll need to make one of these lovely little wristlets. So the cord that I've used is the DMC Nova Vita 4, which is a mix of recycled cotton and polyester. So it's got a little bit of give in it in case it gets pulled on your wrist, but because of the cotton and the polyester mix, it's going to be a really durable little keyring for you. You'll also need a 6mm crochet hook, a pair of scissors, a darning needle, and also a tape measure. So grab all your materials together and a nice cuppa, and let's learn how to make these wristlets together. To begin making the strap for the wristlet keyring, what we want to do is take our cord and we're going to make a slip knot and pop that onto our hook. And what we want to do to get us started with the strap is take your loose end from your slip knot and wrap it around your hook, so we've got 2 loops on our hook. Then pick up your working yarn and then you'll yarn over and pull through both the loops on the hook. Whilst we work the rest of the strap, if you're looking at your work here, you can see you've got these 2 vertical bars. It's the vertical bar which is closest to your crochet hook that we're going to be inserting our hook under. So you're going to insert your hook under that vertical bar closest to your hook. So you've got 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through both of those loops. Now that first one can just be a little bit tighter to work. As you go up and build up the strap higher, it gets a little bit easier to work into. So for my next one, it's this vertical bar here closest to the hook that I'm going to be popping my hook underneath, 2 loops on my hook, yarn over and pull through 2. Again, going through this very first bar here closest to my hook, yarning over and pulling through both loops. Back underneath that one and place another one, and it creates such a lovely sort of plaited effect. It reminds me a little bit of a fishtail plait that you put in your hair. So you'll just carry on repeating this, inserting your hook underneath that loop that's closest to the hook, yarning over and pulling through both loops until your strap reaches 12 inches in length. You can already see that the pattern's starting to form and it really does look lovely. If you want to pause the video and come back to me when your strap is at 12 inches, don't tie off or anything at that point. We'll join the strap together when you meet me back here. I've just finished my strap. I've gone a little tad over 12 inches. But it doesn't have to be exact, just as long as it's around 12 inches, that's fine. Or if you do go over a little bit, you can always just pull a couple out, but I'm quite happy with that. So this is just my loop from my last stitch. So my hook was on there before and I just pulled it up a little bit just so I didn't lose any stitches. And I'm going to cut myself a nice long loose end, about 5 inches. And that just gives me enough cord to tie off and secure everything. And it's at this point that you want to grab your keyring fob. I'm going to thread it on from the starting end, and you want to make sure that you've not got any twists in it at all. So you want it right side facing up and then bring both of the ends together, just so you know that nothing's twisted and you've got both your right side, the nice plait pattern on the outside of your wristlet. Once you've done that, you can then thread the loose end of your yarn that you've just cut off, and what you want to do is go from the underneath at the starting point with your loose end and pull that through, and then once you've pulled that through, you're going to go through that loop that we took off the hook just before we trimmed our loose end, and then just pull that firmly just to tighten everything up. And then what I like to do at this point is I like to just thread the loose ends so they're on the inside, so when we put another knot in this in a second, the knot is going to be on the inside of our work and not facing out or spoiling this pattern. So once they're both on the inside, I'm going to place a double knot there just to secure it. Sorry about the noise of the keyring on the desk, it's a bit. Make sure you pull firmly on that and that it's nice and tight, and then you can trim those ends. I like to leave about 2/3 of an inch because we will be hiding those. So next what we want to do is we want to position the fob by sliding it as close to that knot as you can, just so that we disguise the knot and also the loose ends from where we fastened off our wristlet with the wrap knot that we're going to pop around the top here to keep this fob in place. So to make the wrap knot, what you want to do is take your cord again. You're going to take about 2 inches and then turn it back up on itself and just hold that in position. Then grab your wristlet. Now I like to do this on the side where we joined it because I like all my joins to be all on the same side. You're then going to lie that over the top of your wristlet, but you want to make sure that this end here from your cord is higher than where you're going to start the wristlet, because we're going to pull on that just to tighten the wrap knot up at the end. And then you're just going to begin by slowly wrapping your yarn around your wristlet. Now you do want to take your time when you do this, because once you've positioned it and you've pulled your knot through, it's very hard then to change the shape of it. So have a little bit of patience and make sure you've got everything lined up. And I like to wrap it around, and I do pull it quite tight until my wrap knot is around 1 inch to 1.5 inches in length. Can you see I've got a little gap there in between my 2 wraps? Anything like that you want to adjust before you finish your wrap knot off and secure it, or else it's going to be very difficult to alter that once we've finished the wrap knot off. So that's why I like to take my time at this point and make sure it's as neat as it can be. So I just slowly spin the wristlet around, making sure everything's all holding together and in place where I wanted it to be. And then when you've got the number of wraps that you like the look of, so I'm quite happy with that there, you can then just trim your cord off. And you want to trim it off near where your little overhang is here from the very beginning of the wrap knot. And then you're just going to feed your loose end that you've just trimmed through that overlap that we did at the beginning. And then to secure the knot, you just pull up on that loose end and that pulls it into the knot. You do have to pull quite firmly, and then you'll feel it and hear it sliding into position. Once it's up in there and it's disguised by the wrapping, then you can trim those loose ends off. Because that's lovely and secure now. And that is how easy it is to make one of these beautiful wristlet keyrings. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you've had a lot of fun. It's something a little bit different and it is quite beginner friendly as well for you. Please drop me a comment below if you've got any questions with anything that we've covered today. And if you have enjoyed this tutorial and don't want to miss out on the next free pattern or tutorial, then don't forget to subscribe to Rocco Baby Crochet. It also supports the channel for us as well. So hope you have a great week. Take care. Happy hooking. Bye.